Gamers podcast. We're back and we've got a lot to cover today, so stay tuned and we'll be right back. And we are back. All right.
Boom,
you know me. I'm Todd. That's CJ. Say hello, CJ.
Hola, señor. ¿Cómo está?
Shut up. And when you're practicing for your trip to Spain.
I'm going to Mexico and help them build that wall. We're not that kind of show.
Please
we're not that kind of show.
So yeah, we got quite a bit to cover today. A little bit here, a little bit there. I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart right now.
I was wondering what you're doing. You kind of went.
It's a little bit of a brain fart.
What's going on?
So what's been going on with you? Yeah, go with that because I got something in my head. I got something in my head right now, and I got to get it out.
Is this something you can share with the viewers? Is this something that you need to get out by yourself in a dark room?
Just shut up and tell us about your week.
Pretty interesting. Well, not interesting because I suppose your average week. 2 days on the sick, wasn't well. I was on I was unwell, working too hard. I am. So I took 2 days to myself. But I'm the sort of guy that feels guilty. So if I kind of don't go into work, I feel really guilty. And I'm one of these people, while I'm on the phone saying, look, I can't make it in today, I just have this vision of the person on the phone, other end of the phone going, yeah, check this guy out. But I was genuinely not well. But I don't go in sick. It's just something I don't do. I make a point, even if I'm like dying, I'll go into work. But the wife would not let me go into work. Strict instructions. So the boss spoke. So obviously the boss spoke. Therefore, I didn't go. But apart from that, it's been an interesting week. I've had a good week gaming. Had a pleasant surprise when a certain game dropped their beta, which we'll talk about in a bit. So yeah, I think generally not
actually, no, we
week.
Won't. He's talking about Battlefield 5, which he likes. He wanted us to talk about their maps, but we're not going to because I'm not going to get into that.
I'm just going to say, if you've been watching, you'll know I've not been looking forward to the beta coming out, and I was pleasantly surprised at the fact that the beta for Battlefield 5 runs better than the full game of Battlefield 1. Hands down, it does. If that's the beta, the game's going to be absolutely amazing.
So yeah, if you're interested in what kind of maps they're going to be running on multiplayer, you can just Google it. You can find it. So we're not going to discuss it.
Really?
It's just I don't. Just to me sitting there talking about maps that are going to be on a video game, we're
going to talk about different things, not just about maps. Which is
big deal.
General conversation. We'll talk about.
You know what? I'm more the person of you should wait till the game releases, and if you buy it, then you get to find out what maps are on it.
For me, it wasn't about the maps. It was about the playability.
Yeah.
I think there's a.
Like I said, they haven't made a good Battlefield since Battlefield 2. Once they started going to console, the franchise got ruined. So.
Do you know what? I was actually YouTube the other day. You kept talking about it. I thought, I'll go and have a look at it. I sat there for about half an hour watching gameplay of Battlefield 2, the one you keep piping on about. And you look at it and you go, all right, yeah, there's still elements of that in today's games. But then the guy who's actually done the video, he was there for the similar reason I was, is that's the reason he made the video, because somebody had been talking about it and he would go back to it. And even he said it's, sometimes your memory of what a game was isn't always that when you go back to it. This is something that happens all the time with backwards compatibility. You go, that game was amazing. Oh, I can get it on the Xbox One. Fantastic. You download it and go, oh, this is shit. Uninstall. It was good.
You know, graphically, it's not that good anymore. But what I'm talking about when I say they went downhill is because they started making games like Bad Company. But they started making their games for the single player, to whereas before the game was nothing but multiplayer, and there was no.
Yes.
So I'm sorry, but that's my opinion, and it's just my opinion. You can tell me to go fuck myself. I don't care.
Go fuck yourself.
But
you had to ask for that, didn't you? Hey,
I mean, the Battlefield. It's just one of those games that it was perfect the way it was. It should have just stayed a strict multiplayer. I don't give a shit about the crybabies who talk about not having a campaign. Whatever, don't care. It should have stayed that way. It should not have been reduced to, oh, well, we want to go to a console games now. And then the consoles weren't even that good until the Xbox One and PS4, to where they could actually get giant maps in large lobbies where they could do 64 players in a room. I mean, they were still crap. I mean, Battlefield 3. It was not, I mean, yes, it graphically looked better, but it was still crap because you couldn't, on console, it was crap because you couldn't have large lobbies. You couldn't have huge battles. Yes, I'm going to rant, so shut up.
This is good, mate, because you didn't realize you kind of had a mini rant last week, and then the week before you kind of went without your rant. So I think this is good, mate. Get your rant out, get it done and dusted. Let's just do a bit of this, kill some time, and then we can talk about shit that people want to listen to. But no, you carry on, mate.
Yeah, no.
Like
I said, yes. By today's standards, the game of Battlefield 2 as actual gameplay and graphics is not as good as today's, because, you know, that's just the way things go. Things advance, they get better.
One second, mate.
You're such
Can I
a
get
dick.
taxi for one, please?
Shut up. You're the one who wanted to bring it up. I told you not to bring up Battlefield 5, but you insisted I wanted to talk about it.
I didn't realize it was going to spawn a, you know, a chaotic running rant. Wow. Good, mate. Good. Do you feel good for it? Do you feel cleansed? Did you get that thing out of your mind, or is it still sort of ticking away there?
Oh, that's nowhere near my mind anymore. But for my first story, what I'm going to get into is this is what happens when the news media gets out in front of something without actually checking with the developers on what the fuck they're talking about.
That never happens. Never happens. No.
So right here we got a story, VG 24/7. They're talking about how the new Dragon Age and Mass Effect titles are going to be heavily influenced by Anthem. Now, Anthem is the new game coming out by BioWare. It's their shared world multiplayer, you know, kind of like that Destiny kind of thing, you know. So now everybody's freaking out, going, "Oh my God, they're going to ruin Dragon Age and Mass Effect, you know, blah blah blah. They're going to make it like this." And people are like, "I'm not even interested in Anthem because it looks crappy." And so of course they're sitting there making this thing and talking about it. And then, of course, now Casey Hudson comes onto Twitter to clarify some weird stuff going around about how our future games will be influenced by Anthem. Of course, when we do a Dragon Age game, it will be designed from the ground up based on what Dragon Age should be. Same with Mass Effect. It's like,
who knew?
What he's talking about, and he says it in another one, is he talks about Anthem is a specific thing that's unique from our other IPs in many ways. What carries forward is what we learn about game design, which is a constant evolution. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about what they can graphically do with a game, what they can, you know, if, you know, Mass Effect 3 brought about a very popular type of multiplayer. So they're talking about those things. They're not talking about just making a multiplayer online Mass Effect or Dragon Age. So people, get over yourselves. Learn to investigate before you start piping up on the internet, which I understand is the internet.
But it makes good. It makes good
drama. Too much drama.
Good fake news.
Yeah, good fake news.
Fake news brought to you,
as Donald Trump would say, fake news. Fake news.
if I could take anything away, right, from our 38th podcast, right, we've done more than that.
39th.
This is 30th one.
This is number 39.
Right? That's just the podcast. I mean, the rest of the stuff we've done, right, is that
that's including all that.
A Trump impression that was pretty bad. Pretty bad.
No, this is actually the 39th time we've gotten together to do a show, including all the stuff we did originally.
Was it including?
Yes.
Wow.
It's because we take hiatuses. That's why we don't have more.
We don't do anything.
Well, obviously you do, because you're too lazy to do it on your own when I'm not here.
Well, no, I just don't have all the... No. It'd be kind of weird me sat here debating with myself.
I'm sorry, I left the graphic on there.
I would sit here and argue for 4 hours to come to no conclusion. And we'd lose all the viewers and the very few subscribers that we do have to the channel. And that's not fair on you. So, yeah.
Gee, thanks.
Gee, thank you.
Another sigh of relief that we get. Well, actually, speaking of Anthem, let's just go over to Anthem here. Okay. This is good news for all those people that are just like, oh, they're tired of incomplete games. They're tired of day one patches, blah, 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 blah. Well, BioWare
never understood the day one patch. I've never understood the day one patch.
No,
you release a game 24 hours ago. Oh, damn, Dave, did you? Oh, what? I told you. It's all right. We'll do a patch. It's fine. We'll do a patch. Yeah, good.
Today's day and age,
fine, I'll speak to you later.
I don't see a big deal with day one patch. So when the internet was slower, and the day one patch doesn't. Of course, for me, I download a gig a minute. So for me, a patches are no. 10 minutes. I'm playing the game. But anyway, so BioWare says Anthem will be a complete package day one. EA and Anthem both say BioWare say this. So
okay,
it's good news. I mean,
place your bets, people.
Place your
pick a number.
It says EA has, but BioWare is generally good because I don't care what anybody says about Andromeda. I thought Mass Effect Andromeda was an excellent game. It was a great addition to the franchise.
It was a good game. They got hounded with the graphics. The graphics weren't the best. Should have been better, but it's not all about graphics. Gameplay can make it up.
Yeah, well, they tried something different because of the people that were always talking about how come you got to make all the women beautiful, but why can't you make people look like real people? Well,
So I take it they went to Walmart and went, "Oh, we want her."
Yeah.
The one with the triple back tits.
The one with the one with the Hello Kitty pajamas.
Sir, she's 26 stone. We want her. Okay.
Yes, there was glitches in that game, which I can think of 20 games right off the top of my head that released with glitches and problems. So, but you know what? But here's the thing. How many games do you play where it takes forever for them to even fix these problems or address them, or those that don't ever get fixed at all? Well, BioWare fixed those problems. So
first one that comes to mind, Grand Theft Auto. Still not fixed. Still takes you a week to get into a server. Hence why I uninstalled it. Yeah. Project Cars 2. It took them 2 years.
I mean, look at Division. Division has improved a lot, but that's still not fixed.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Whenever, if you ask me, now that Division 2 is coming out, if you ask me, the servers are getting worse because I'm getting a lot more frame droppage. More
because everyone's jumping on. The people who possibly didn't buy the first one. I've seen the trailer for the second one. And went, oh, that looks good. I tell you what, I'll download the first one and get used to it. The servers are getting absolutely smashed.
It's worse on PlayStation. Yeah. The frame rate droppage is worse on PlayStation than it is on Xbox.
Well, I've signed up to the beta, mate.
For me, it is
for Div 2. So we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes.
I'll be around, so
that's why I signed up. So I don't want to have you in my ear.
Good. But we do have other good news. For those who, now we broke this story last year.
Exclusive. We own this shit.
It really wasn't, but okay. We brought this story up last year about the Olympics looking into eSports. And Well,
Was that
the
not
decision
stuff
has
at
been
E3
made.
we spoke about this?
Yeah, we spoke about
Yeah, it
this.
was, yeah.
I was living in my old apartment when we spoke about this. So, decision has been made, and esports will not go to the Olympics because games promote violence and discrimination.
Right. Okay. Can I just say that? Karate, boxing, judo, fencing. Hold on. Does that not all involve hitting somebody? Hockey. Yeah. Hockey. Christ. Hockey. Yeah. No. But what? So little Johnny wants to play a set of Corsa. Oof. No. We heard Johnny was drunk down the park last weekend. We can't have him on esports. No. It's come on. But then again, this then leads into the question:
here's my thing
for an esport.
Okay, I can get their what they're saying here, but what are you bringing in? You're bringing in 9 and 12 and 13-year-olds to play in the Olympics?
I mean, if you're into esports, obviously sim racing, without saying, fair enough. Sports games, whether it be whether it's football, basketball, NFL kind of thing, fair enough. Anything that's sport related, then you would say, yeah, all right, it's a sport, esports, go that way. But then you'd have to make sure that it's not kids, like you say. It's not like little Johnny, age 12, out there on FIFA kicking everyone's ass. It's got to be responsible adults doing this. But
no, Roman. No, soccer is not that violent. They just cry because they're crybabies.
Soccer, yeah.
Because he stubbed his toe in the grass.
I personally don't think, right, that esports have any place in the Olympics, and the reason for that is that it has its own platform. And if you take something like that, and to be honest with you, as successful as it is, and as big as it is, and the money machine that it is, it's still in the very early stages of what it is. Do you know what I mean? So to chuck that into the world stage of the Olympics, it's just going to get diluted by sponsorships and all the politics, all the politics that are involved that go with the Olympics, and trying to control it. Really, man, that middle of the final, little Johnny goes, "Nah, I'm done." Just throws the controller down.
I want to know is how does sim racing promote violence?
This is my point. No sporting game promotes violence. But within the Olympics, you got boxing, karate, judo,
I think the big question is well, why the fuck were you considering Call of Duty to begin with? Or CSGO, whatever the fuck is on the screen there.
See, the only reason you have CSGO on the screen is so you have pretty young ladies with their boobies out on Twitch. That's it. Because let's face it, have you ever watched CSGO? What a shit game. What a pile of crap. It is horrendous. It really is. And the money people are donating and spending just to get that little dagger.
Yeah.
Go up.
Well, enough about Battlefield 5. So.
Oh, where's my controller? I had a spare controller. I can metaphorically.
I'm just kidding.
Just, I'll do.
But okay, you want to... I'm firmly against anything in the realm of Call of Duty, Halo, all of those things. I am firmly against those ever being in the Olympics.
Esports,
and as far as I'm also yes, esports. I don't believe esports have a place in the Olympics. I don't think they should be allowed.
Do you don't think they are
but
the Olympics?
To sit there and say there isn't an argument for something like sim racing or some of the other sporting games, there is an argument for it. You can make an argument for that. Call of Duty, Battlefield, any of those shooting games, but there is no argument.
No.
If you try to make one, you're an idiot. Because I'm sorry, those don't belong, never will be, never should belong. And the day they ever allow something like that is the day I will start a campaign to have the Olympics shut down. because now it's just got.
I'll put it this way, right? Having games like Call of Duty and CS:GO and all that stuff in the Olympics makes as much sense as the Eurovision Song Contest. Done. It does. It makes no sense.
I will accept if they ever let sim racing or one of the other sport games. I will accept that because that's fine. You can watch it if you want, but if they ever allow anything beyond that, no.
Roman, what do you mean? There's a plant of gamers who use mouse.
There's a plant.
I know. Roman's. I know he's foreign, but I think he might be drunk as well. There's a plant of gamers. Excuse me.
You're foreign.
I'll fight you.
Well, you're not in the U.S., are you? You're foreign.
Not yet.
Oh, please stay away.
Yeah, so esports. They are their own. If you think about it, they are their own Olympics because they have people from all over the globe.
Yeah, esports just needs to continue doing their own thing.
Playing, going home, and there's no. I mean, short of what happened with the NFL thing, and the odds people getting caught cheating by looking up at the. Oh, what game was it? I'm sure it was Call of Duty. I'm sure it was.
For what?
One of the teams got disqualified. When it was one of the Asian teams, because they've got the gamers right. Right, one bank of gamers there, one bank of gamers there, and in between them is the screen for the audience to see.
Oh, you're talking about that thing we showed a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and the guys like look.
Because he looked at it to find out where they were.
Yeah, I mean, hello.
Morning, Dave.
Morning, Dave. Got your PC yet? I'm really immature. I must apologise.
For what?
I don't know what came over me. I shouldn't do that. No, I'll do it again. Okay.
What, you throwing up
Next.
peace signs?
Yeah, man. Yeah, peace, man. 3 times I've done that. I'm not going to do it again. So, what's next? God, what is next, my friend?
I don't know. I guess if you want to talk about PUBG, you can.
Huh?
If you want to talk about PUBG, you can.
Oh, do you not want to?
I don't care. I mean, I'm sure there's other people because PUBG is finally in full release on Xbox.
Yeah, it was just a small thing where PUBG's finally released the full game, and what a difference it is. Where it started, all the problems they had, it runs beautiful. It is a lovely game to play. They still need to fix the old aiming thing. It's still not as fluid as it.
There's no such thing as a perfect multiplayer shooter.
They
all have their problems.
It's run really well. However, they've had a bit of a hoo-ha, bit of a problem. All these people, obviously, achievement hunting. They're doing all these things and blah, 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 spending hours and hours online, getting the achievement, but not getting the achievement. Massive glitches. They've had hordes of complaints. So what the F is going on.
Get to what the article is about, please. The achievements.
Right, the achievements are glitched, basically. So they need to be fixed. So if you find yourself playing PUBG and you're spending hours and hours to get this achievement, and you finally get that kill that opens up your achievement, and you don't get it, don't worry, don't be upset. They're fully aware of it. I'm sure it'll be fixed within the next 6 months or so.
Yeah, you've had lots of games that ended up glitching their achievements, and once they fixed them down the road, all of a sudden they just started popping while you were playing another game.
Yeah. Bing, bing, bing. Talking about achievements, quick one. Notifications on Xbox. Surely it cannot be that difficult to have an option where you can tailor, 1, what size the notification bubble is, or the little rectangle, and 2, whereabouts on screen it pops up.
Oh, we're losing CJ's video.
I'm here. I saw the light flicker there.
No, you started going into slow motion.
Yeah, so it can't be hard. I want my notification thing a hell of a lot smaller. I want to put it in the corner out of the way, instead of when you're driving project cars and you have that time you need to know what gear you're going to be in. track's a bit busy, your car's all around you, you want to glance down and just quickly check to make sure you're in the right gear, but you can't because little Johnny's just come on and he's achieved something, and Xbox wants to let you know. Now, some may say, yes, you want to turn your notifications off, but I'd like to know what's going on. Just, tailor it. So yeah,
that's where they need to be more like PS4. PS4 has good achievement. It doesn't sit there and take up real estate on your screen when you get achievements and friends sign online. Which, yes, PS4 does actually notify you when friends sign online now.
Yeah, part of their new one of them latest updates. I was actually on PS4 the other day, and I went into customize to see what new things have added, and I was like, this is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. This is all stuff that Xbox has had since day one. Get a grip. Yeah. And talking of Xbox, now I don't use this, right? And I'll be honest with you, I haven't really read the article. The title of it was enough for me. Xbox One's Cortana has a new virtual friend. Now, if you use a Cortana, I'm sorry.
Cortana.
Well, it doesn't matter, right?
It's Cortana.
If you use
Katana.
this, right? Yeah. If you use this, right, you're lazy. Push the button. Just push a button. Why'd you have to go hold the button down and go, oh, Xbox, can you tell me this? You've got hands. Push the button.
A lot of people don't even have that feature anymore because they got rid of their...
Yeah, the answer will happen. Or just turn Cortana, turn the bitch off, right, and just use the old Xbox voice system. But it's got a new virtual friend.
Cortana is the voice system.
Yeah. No, you can turn it off and you've got Xbox's original one.
Only if you have the camera. I forget what it's even called now.
Kinect. Yeah,
Kinect.
But yeah,
I believe Cortana now works in the headsets, right?
I mean, it's going to be called Alexa.
Yeah, it's Google's.
Yeah, Google's. Yeah, and basically does pretty much what Cortana does. Cortana does like Cortana opens a door for you in a restaurant, and Alexa allows you to order the menu.
Okay, but if people don't get confused, you still need to own an Alexa from Google in your home for this to work.
Yeah,
this isn't being done on Xbox.
I don't agree with these little spying speakers. That's what I'm going to call it, a spying speaker you have in your house. Why do you need it? Oh, Alexa, put milk on my shopping list.
Because no, that's not what Alexa does. Alexa works for Amazon, and instead of searching Amazon, you can just tell Alexa.
Yes, I know. You can add to your shopping list, right? But like.
No, you can tell Alexa to purchase something for you. You can't.
Yes, I know.
You can't do a shopping list.
You can, because what's happened is this was on the radio just recently in Scotland, right? In Scotland, because of our
that's not real Amazon. You have people have fake Amazons because you don't have real grocery stores over there.
Idiot, right? Dick, you're winding me up.
You have convenience stores.
I'm done. Done.
That's why you have next day delivery for your Prime members over there. We have to wait 2 days.
Finished. Right. So, yeah, he does things to do shopping and stuff, and it's lazy. This goes along with this bloody thing for Xbox. Whatever happened to getting a pen and a bit of paper? Everyone used to have a bit of paper or a little clipboard stuck to the refrigerator, the fridge, right? I'm going to tell you something about that in a minute. Right, and you just write what you needed. You take the bit of paper and you go to the shop. Nowadays, you're speaking to a bloody microchip. I mean, there was an incident recently, right? You may have got this in the States, and I may have mentioned it, but I'm going to do it again because I think it's quite funny. That a woman was having a very intimate conversation, right? Sexual intimate conversation with her husband. And what happened was this little speaker thing, this Alexa, what you want to call it, right? Decided to record the entire conversation and then send it as an audio file to all of her contacts. And the first she knew about it is when she got a phone call from her mother saying, "Oh, by the way, we've just been sent this." And it's like, what's the point? I don't see the point.
New age sex tape.
It's new age. It's It's lazy. It's more tracking. It's people tracking. It's your whole life is digital. You know, they don't know exactly what you're doing, what you're listening to, what you're watching.
Here comes Mr. Paranoid. Big Brother is watching you.
No, not at all, mate. Not at all. I just don't agree with it.
You call them spying devices. You call, but
spy speaker.
A spy speaker. But you're not paranoid of Big Brother watching you. Come on.
I'm not actually. No, not at all. I just don't agree with them. I really don't agree with them.
Yeah, well,
at all.
They have their place. I like them. You know.
Okay.
I don't use one, but I mean, I can see it.
Okay.
No, because I'm a heavy Amazon shopper. I think I probably get at least 3 to 4 packages a month from Amazon.
Yeah, but they're not ones you're willing to show our viewers, are they?
Yeah, they are. Those sex toys? No, those are the ones I'm receiving for you, so your wife doesn't find out about them.
Lies. It's just lies. Don't listen to him. Darling, if you're watching, it's totally untrue.
Dave bought he almost bought the Amazon alarm clock that displays video and watched you sleep.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So,
right.
I mean, yeah, but just don't go thinking this is some new thing you're going to get on Xbox, because you're still going to need your Alexa. You're still going to need an Amazon account, all that good stuff. So, I mean, it's just like Discord, It's like when they announced a Discord on Xbox. It's not really Discord. It's just
I can't wait.
Discord on your PC will be able to show you things that are going on your Xbox. Now, if Xbox ever does decide to finally, and I don't think they will, because if they do enact a full Discord on Xbox, it'll be the end of their party system and all that stuff, because Discord
which is not
better.
A bad thing, because let's face it, Xbox party sucks ass.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did you see the stream from the Sim Pit yesterday where we were doing Wreckfest? We had like 22 people.
No.
Yeah, we were over there in Wreckfest yesterday with 22 people, all in the same party chat on Discord, because there's no limits.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's even room for your ego. Woo.
No, I have no ego in that room.
Almost bought the Amazon alarm clock. Okay. That's all I thought you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure you did, Dave. I'm sure Amy would like to see what you're waking up to in the morning.
So CJ sent me this article.
What one?
And I'm curious to see what his opinions are of what type of games are best, because you saw me. You've already heard me say it. But he said one that from Culture of Gaming that talks about what types of games are best for eSports.
Which we've covered.
No, we covered eSports in the Olympics.
Oh, just eSports in general.
Yes.
Yeah. For me, the defining word here is sport. Okay? If it's not a game that's based on sport, then it's just a game. So you can't call it eSports. So World of Warcraft, it's not eSport, is it? It's just a game. This goes back to the Olympics thing.
Well, is racing a sport?
Yeah, racing's a sport.
Why?
It's a motorsport.
Why?
It's called motorsports.
Motorsport, but it's not really sport.
It is sport.
It's mechanical. It's not an athlete.
You have to be an athlete to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Did you ever watch some of the guys that are actually out there doing motorsports on some of the motorsports? And I'm not talking about F1 and all that stuff. I'm talking about all of motorsports.
Yeah.
Because there's people who are dead set against it. Motorsports is not a sport. There's people who say golf is not a sport.
I would disagree with that. People say what?
People say golf is not a sport.
See, I'm from the home of golf, and it's the most pointless game on the planet. It really is.
It's a beautiful game. I love it to death.
It's boring.
I completely enjoy being on the golf course.
Okay.
But so it's
on the golf course at night doing things you shouldn't do doesn't count as an esport. But no, for me the final word is eSports, and there's just certain things that
I don't know. I just
are good for broadcasting and for entertainment purposes. But if it's going to be a sport where it's, there's competition, then it has to be a sport. So whether it's, football, golf, racing, whatever it may be. And that's where I think the key is, because at the moment, if you look at esports platforms and the amount of esports that are out there, there's a lot of just rubbish. There's a lot of rubbish.
yeah.
And a lot of this stuff is stuff you will see on Twitch with young girls and push-up bras and getting banned on Twitch. And it's crap games. I mean, like, some of the games you watch, I don't know about how these games are, with little people running about and potions getting chucked everywhere. And you don't know what's going on. It's just a muddle of graphics all clashed together. Whereas if you're watching something like, you golf, you use racing, football, whatever, you recognise that sport. You can what's the word? Connect with the fact you're actually watching a sport. Anything else, just a game. I don't agree with it. If you want to do Call of Duty, that's not an e-sport. No.
Make up your mind.
No.
Sports, games. It's sports. Sports are games.
No, they're not.
Yes, it is. It's called a football game. It's called a baseball game. It's called a.
Well, yeah, but it's a sport, isn't it?
I think
you're doing this just to be pedantic and just to wind me up.
I think people read way too much into the word sport. Sport does not mean what most people just think it means to me. It just.
Well, that's because you're not a good sport.
Anything that gets a group of people together to compete is a sport. I don't care what it is. Plain and simple. If you have a group of people that get together to compete against another group of people, that is a sport. I don't care. Is it a good sport? Is it a sport that belongs to the Olympics? That's a whole nother topic. But I think it doesn't matter to me. Esports are fine the way they are. You want to make a video game into an esport, people are interested in it, people want to play it, and you can get people to create teams and so forth, then go for it. I don't see a limit on what should or shouldn't be an esport.
See, I do, mate. There's just because do you know what is the thing about esports as well now is that access to it it's so easy now, and the point is that some of these people that are actually getting involved in esports, right? They're not even good. They're not good. I mean, to be honest, you can get into onto esports platform, say Racing Project Cars, for example, pretty damn easy. I remember watching one of the big finals, and the racing was shockingly bad. I mean, it was like Destruction Derby. There was no racecraft, there was no respect on track. People were just getting rammed left, right, and centre. And this is supposedly, the tier 1 platform of that game of esports.
No, it's not.
And I just. Well, no, clearly was it, but this was like
that's not even in the realm of actual esports.
Yeah, but this was like this was like
you're talking about ESL.
Event.
You're talking about ESL.
Yeah.
ESL has no esport platform. They are not in the rankings. They are not just same as Apex Online. It's just a bunch of guys who put together some of their own leagues online. They are not. See,
it's still an esport.
It's not an esport. An esport is an actual put-together event. Formula 1, that's an esport. Halo, COD competitions, those are esports. Unless you are actually sitting there in a competition to where you can earn a living being a pro player of that game, it is not an esport. You are a hobbyist. ESL, you are not pros. I don't care. Anybody who wants to watch it, you are not pros. You don't have that many good drivers either. Apex Online. Apex Online, you're the same way. You have some good drivers, but you are not on the pro levels. So until you guys are nationally ranked as a pros and you're sitting there earning a living playing your video game, you are not an esport. Sorry. You are just a bunch of guys who get together on Sunday to play a racing game. Same as any other thing. A bunch of guys, unless you are nationally ranked, you are sitting there, you are considered as an actual pro, you are earning a living from it, and you are on an actual tournament tour, You're not an esport. I think that, and that's another thing where people get it. They think just because some guy throws together, just like in she's there and oh well, I'm going to a Mario Kart, tournament. That's not an esport. That's just a fucking tournament put together.
Is there such a thing?
Yes. There's Mario Kart and all that stuff, tournaments all over the place.
Joe, I believe you can actually race that on the wheel. And that... oh man, I don't.
Oh, have you seen the wheel that they've made for Mario Kart?
No, I haven't.
Oh, watch.
Keep
the audience entertained for a second. Here, talk about.
I'll talk about anything. Right, so
talk about this awesome new invention this guy's coming up with to help disabled, handicapped people who want to get into the realm of sim racing.
This is quite interesting, actually. We spoke about the relatively new equipment that Microsoft has launched for people who are challenged, physically challenged, to help them with gaming. These extra big pads, extra big buttons and stuff. And it allows people who maybe you wouldn't consider to be part of the gaming community to help the game on the same level, and sometimes they're actually bloody good. Anyway, what's happened is someone has developed a sim racing wheel for people with one hand. One hand.
No, people who are disabled, who have no use of their legs. Yes. It's for handicapped people.
Yeah. So,
not one hand. It's actually on both hands.
So I've read this wrong. My apologies. And I think this just takes things to another level, because people have cars. They don't use pedals. Makes sense. When I have a sim racing wheel, it does the same. And I like the fact that this is happening. And I think we should have a hell of a lot more of accessibility for people who are challenged. Todd doesn't really get my interest in this. I don't see why, but I think it's really, really good. But what's quite interesting is a gamer who has a channel, Jay Sysum, he broke his hand, and he was racing with one hand on his wheel.
This won't help him. He needs his hands to be able to use it.
Difficult.
No, not possible. You need your functions of your wrists and your hands for this to work.
All right. What are you on about?
I'm talking about this device that goes on the back of your hand for accelerators and brakes.
I know. I'm talking about how difficult it is racing just with functionality. Oh. And Jade, he obviously is doing a cast and stuff, and he can use it. And he was using one hand, and he managed it, but it was incredibly difficult. But with contraption like this, I think it would be easier. Very, very early stages. It's not mass production yet. But I don't see why it can't be. I really, really don't. I mean, Stephen Hawking, right? Done everything with a straw. I mean, how are we not having rigs, fully kitted rigs for people who are challenged, disabled, or what have you? I like seeing stories like this. I mean, there should be a lot more of this out there to help people. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Todd doesn't get my interest in it. I don't understand my interest.
No, I get it.
I like
this is a great thing because it now allows the handicapped people, somebody who is bound in a wheelchair, to now be part of the sim racing community, because now they'll be able to race their sims just like they do drive their cars without the use of their legs.
At the same level as everybody else.
Once they learn to. Once they learn to use it. There's still a learning curve to it.
Oh yeah, obviously there is. I do. For me, this is like sort of feel good stories when you see stuff like this. This is one thing that I suppose if you are challenged, handicapped, whatever, the unfortunate side to this is stuff like this isn't cheap because it's not mass produced and they can't produce it, a relatively, low cost. They're done, independently. It's going to cost an arm and a leg. And that's the only downside I can see to stuff like this. Unless we get some sort of major investment to bring the cost down so it can be mass produced, which, if you're an investor, it makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. We look at how many challenged and disabled people there are around the planet, young and old, especially young for up and coming gamers. this makes sense.
Oops, sorry.
What was that? What was that?
It's what I was gonna pop up here to show you guys.
Okay.
I thought was interesting. But if you're somebody who follows Nintendo,
We're going for, okay.
You got this thing called Nintendo LeBeau, and it now teaches you how to basically
go on,
create all these things with cardboard.
Oh no, I've seen these, mate. You can have like racing wheels and it's just made of cardboard.
Yeah, so you got a piano, fishing. You can go fishing with it. But the one we were laughing at was the steering wheel, because you know you got to get one for a motorcycle, but
it's just the thing is, right? I mean, these are all functional things. You can actually use them.
There's a gas pedal.
What? I mean, you're racing, right? Your hands are getting all sweaty. The wheel's just going to go. You turn the corner, you're like, oh yeah. I don't know.
But it's interesting.
It's interesting for the young ones, yeah. I do think. Is it a cheaper option for a sim racing rig? No, it's not. Let's just make that clear.
No,
it's not the new line by Logitech or Thrustmaster, and it's definitely not a direct drive alternative for Phanatic. No, definitely not. But yeah, it's really pretty cool.
Showing the steering wheel one.
You must have the delay set a lot longer today, because I've not even seen it on screen yet.
I wonder if it's
He's typing furiously. Make sure you get the right.
Here we go. Let's get a better look at it now. This is the one for the steering wheel.
Okay. Is it force feedback, or is this the new Mario wheel?
It's the one for Nintendo.
It's too warm in here, man. Put a fan on.
But you sit there and you create these things. It's pretty much a game for the Switch called Nintendo LeBeau, and it teaches it just teaches you how to you make all these things out of the cardboards. But there's
tech stuff, technical stuff.
No, it's just stuff you make out of cardboard. You basically put the Joy-Cons into the cardboard, and the motion of the Joy-Con is what's doing it. But it allows you to have the form of the cardboard to do all the things. So if you feel like you're actually doing them, but so it's like the steering wheel I thought was pretty funny. But there is a guy who made an actual Lamborghini steering wheel out of cardboard. So there's just creative people out there. But I thought this was funny because it's actually coming from. I mean, this is what Nintendo's coming up with, and it's just that's why I find Nintendo to be funny. I mean, as cool as the Switch may be,
they are they'll always be the family.
Yeah, they're the kids gaming option. They're not. I don't know. Well, some of them. I think the new Zelda, the Breath of the Wild, I think that's the first time I've ever looked at it as a Zelda game and went, I'd actually like to play that.
When you look at these things, you think, in reality, right?
Oh, we lost you there. What did you say? In reality, what?
In reality, right? You give one of these to a kid. Look at the way kids treat toys and, just what they own these days. They trash them. This is not going to last a day. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not
whether it be the piano or what have you. I mean, it's ingenious what they're doing. It really is. I mean, I think when Nintendo have done, they've finally realised that they can't compete on our sort of, I suppose, the major gaming levels, if you like. So they've kind of gone backwards and looked at, let's be a little bit quirky. Let's take a different direction, a direction that no one else has taken. And that's what they were always good at, being the quirky little sort of gaming console that does things differently. And this is right up their street. I mean, no one's going to challenge them this. Microsoft and Sony, they're not going to go in this direction. So they're quite safe. You know, Nintendo's found this little niche, this unique little niche that they can just explore to their heart's content, and they know that there's not going to have any competitors with what they're doing. I don't expect anybody to, you know, to try and follow what they're doing here. I mean, it's funny, it's cool, you know. They keep showing the foot going down the, you know, on the pedal nice and gently. If you played a racing game, you never go. Your foot's always down quite heavy. But yeah, it's quite cool, mate. It's quite cool. I don't think it's. Oh, here we go. Look. See, I'm getting a delay, mate. So I'm just seeing the cardboard joystick for the flight sim. Really cool, mate. Really cool. Oh, he's in a submarine now.
So yeah, I mean,
right,
it's meant for kids. So
yeah,
but I thought it was funny.
He's got a quick release wheel. Nice, mate. How much did you pay for yours?
Which one?
Oh, yeah. Well, where do we go with that? Which one? Yeah. It's only just got another wheel and another set of pedals. Now I've got to say, mate, I watched your stream, right? And
oh, what a time for the video to freeze.
Am I unfrozen? Unfrozen?
Now you are, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the wheel you sent me a picture of on WhatsApp is slightly different to the wheel you've actually got in colouring and stuff. The one you've got is...
I explained that on the video if you said you watched it.
Yeah. And it's beautiful, mate. The pedal set is absolutely stunning. Yeah, really nice.
Beautiful. Those are the Phanatic Hub Sport V3s.
I can't deny, you know, I'm an adult. I'm not a young lad, and I definitely got moist when you pulled the pedals out. I was like, "Oh, they are nice." Oof. I say, oof. They were nice. Yeah, very very nice, mate.
I have to say, now, over on the other channel, on the sim racing channel, GLC Simulations, probably at some point during this week, I'll probably give my impressions of the new wheel. I've got the Phanatic Club Sport, you know, the CSW V2.5 and the CSW V3 pedals. And right now, it's like, I seriously wish I'd never have spent any money on anything else and just saved it to get this stuff. Years, you know. I mean, you know, back when it was just the V2 and not the V2.5, but the V2.5 is actually a little bit better than the V2. And the funny part is the V2 was more expensive than the V2.5. They gave you more in the V2.5 and they brought it to you at a lower cost. But there is a limit to what you should do with sim racing. As far as where you should stop on your wheels. And I said this in
somebody needs to tell you.
Well, I'm on PC racing now, so I have no limit.
Yeah, I know.
When you're talking about consoles, there is a time when you're just going into overkill and the wheel offers more than the console can keep up with.
Yeah.
See, like this wheel, the V2.5, it's too much wheel for a console because the console will not put out enough to actually make that work to its full potential.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
That's why I posted up the CSL Elite PS4, which is it's right there. It's the perfect one for somebody who just wants to race on console and not move to PC. That is going to give you, is going to put you right in the sweet spot of where you need to be. It's just like the TX wheel, the Logitech G29 or 920, the T300, those being at the low spectrum of torque when it comes to force feedback.
Perfect for the console.
Right, because a console does not offer as the same force feedback abilities as a PC. So why would you want to go and buy something that is 8, 10, 15 Newton meters of torque? That's really, I mean, are you really going to be able to use all that? Yeah, you won't clip. And that's the thing. When you're somebody who's on console, you don't even know what clipping really means because that's not something you need to worry about on consoles.
Project Cars is you get a little bit, but I mean I've only had it very occasionally, to be honest with you. I mean, it's very occasionally.
Yeah, but
Now, here's a
they don't even give you a way to monitor clipping on a console.
Right. Here's a question for you. So, let's say TX wheel. I've got a TX wheel. Mm-hmm. If I moved on to PC, or when I move on to PC, right?
You can use it.
But is it going to last on a PC?
Forever? No. I mean, as long as if you're using something now, if you're using something like the TX T300 platform or the Logitech platforms,
eventually you're
gonna need to learn to monitor your clipping and set your force feedbacks and stuff like that accordingly, which means you're gonna have to use lower force feedback effects and all that other stuff. The fidelity on this wheel, I was blown away how, and using a real steering wheel now, not something that comes with the like if you buy a Thrustmaster base, you got to buy a Thrustmaster wheel. I mean, yeah, you can buy custom stuff and stuff like, but I can literally just go to the store and buy a steering wheel off the rack and mount it.
I was going to ask you about the buttons. Does that just clip to the back of your wheel?
That's
an attachment. You just clip on the back of your wheel.
Yeah, that's called the universal hub. That if you go see, watch, I'll show you right over here. I'll call it up from the Phanatic website.
Yeah, no, I mean it is really cool, mate. But yeah, no, it was a good stream. It was quite funny watching you unbox stuff, mate. It was like it was Christmas. And then the audio problems you had as well. It was kind of a.
Oh, it was
like there was two sets of audio coming through, mate.
And then I was just then I realized, oh my god, I forgot to shut down the return. Because it's been so long since I've had to run that way.
Yeah.
Remember when we first started doing these shows? I was having those problems. It's just, and it's been so long since I've had to connect that way because the Discord didn't want to work properly.
Talking about shows we've been doing for a while, mate. You know who I missed, don't you?
What's that?
How's she doing? We've not heard from her in such a long time.
I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about.
I haven't charged that tablet in a long time.
she's got to make an appearance.
Maybe
next week. Drop by for a quick visit.
Stupid sound app I used at a thing. We called it Dina.
Oh, she's funny. Honestly, invite her around next week, right?
Okay.
We'll get her to make an appearance next week.
So this is the hub.
She's quite camera shy. You won't see her on camera, but you'll definitely hear her.
If you want to buy the Xbox version of the hub, they actually have different versions of the hub. You can buy the Xbox one. You can buy one that just doesn't have any of the Xbox buttons on it. It's just they're black buttons and the Phanatic logo. But this is basically what you get right here, and this connects with the quick release. All these buttons you see on here are called pods.
Okay.
And then you have the encoder, which is where you see the Xbox button down here. What you get there is all those holes.
That's cheap. Ooh.
No, it's not. It's not cheap at all. This because this is basically what runs everything.
Wow, it's like it's like the price of your wheel.
Yeah.
Phanatic Club Sport, right? The Universal Hub. You want to buy it in the UK? This is one for Xbox, okay? You're talking it's £300 and upwards.
It's $300 here. See, another thing that you guys get screwed at because you actually end up paying more.
Yeah. Wow. Do you know, just as it stands, it looked kind of mean, just sat by itself. Wow, that's.
I'll go grab it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's kind of spiderish, if you like. Holy cow! And Todd's left us. He's. Does he know how dangerous it is to leave me by myself? Because I can start talking about random things like Battlefield 5 when he's not here. I'm going to tell you, just before he sits down, you've got to get Battlefield 5, honestly. Before he gets back, before he puts his headset on, Battlefield 5 is what you have to have. Guaranteed. The beta is fantastic. It's better than Battlefield 1. It's not got what Battlefield 4 has, but need to say, you have to get it. So, Oh, you can see his bald spot. Now you can see his ass. He's just giving his ass to camera. And you didn't have to pay for that. Can you believe you don't have to pay for that? I'm shocked. At least you didn't see his crack when he bent over. That would be something, wouldn't it?
Oh my god. So this.
Oh, you're back, mate. Hi, mate.
Right
How you doing? How you doing?
This right here is what we're talking about. And you got the quick release, which allows you to just put them right on and off. But yeah, that right there. Now this one here, the Xbox version, is what allows you to put the Phanatic Club Sport V2 wheelbase. This right here is what allows it to work on Xbox. Is this hub right here. And that's why if you can buy a drone, you can buy a P1 wheel, which will then, or the McLaren wheel, which will actually then, because basically the programming of what it works on is in the wheels.
Okay.
So.
I just want to
I'm sorry, I didn't even have the video on there. So this is what he's talking about. We still had the Phanatic website up there. So this is what we're talking about. I bought this steering wheel here. Now, I bought this. This isn't the wheel I originally showed CJ, but because it was coming to Thursday, and my wheel that I had originally bought was still in California, I said, well, I need something to put on the damn thing. I need something to put on the damn thing, so I just went on Amazon and ordered this real quick. And I tell you what, though, it might not come off because I absolutely fucking love this wheel. I'm like, wow, why'd I even bother buying the other one? But this is, so this is your Xbox hub, the universal hub. You got all your buttons on the pods up here. You know, you got your encoder down here to where.
Sexy, man. Looks well sexy. Yeah. I've got to say.
Yeah, I only paid what you see listed as the price that you saw.
Yeah.
Now, this is, of course, used from a friend on the SimPit, part of the SimPit crew. He only charged me half of full retail for this universal hub.
Nice, mate. Nice.
So, yeah, generally...
Good job packing as well.
Generally, if I bought brand new, I bought about $1,200 worth of equipment. But because now the wheelbase has very little usage on it. He actually didn't use that very long. If you watched my unboxing video, the pedals and the universal hub are what actually had the most use out of them. And they're used, but I only paid half. Just a little over half.
I can't believe the logo was missing off one of the pedals.
Yeah, like I care about a logo that's covered by my foot.
I know. You're going to comment on it. Can I just assure you, mate, that while you're away, I conducted myself professionally and showed this channel the respect that it was due.
Talking about my butt crack.
Oh, the bit at the end? Yeah.
But the pedals he's talking about...
Obviously kept the conversation relevant to what we were talking about at the time.
When he was talking about how sexy they are.
Oh, they are.
These are the pedals that I just received.
If you're in public watching this, go to a bathroom, you're going to get moist.
These are sexy.
The pedals are gorgeous. Really are gorgeous.
Yeah. And of course, now I don't have the D-pads for the pedals. I actually, which is fine with me because I actually like the pedal plates that are on there. I prefer those, so I was happy to get those.
What pedal set is it?
It's the Phanatic CSW V3s. Or the Club Sport V3s. So yeah, they I looked at these a long time ago, and they're gonna run you here they run you $330.
Holy 400 quid. There you go.
Yeah.
400 quid on Amazon. They are gorgeous. They are absolutely stunning.
Now, be careful, people, when it comes to Phanatic and Amazon. Amazon actually adds an extra $100 onto Phanatic stuff because of it's something to do with the deal they have with Phanatic. So never buy Phanatic products on Amazon. They actually add on an extra $100 or however many pounds in the UK. But yeah, never buy Phanatic off of Amazon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Not that I have the money to buy for that, you know,
No.
Phanatic. But yeah, no, they are absolutely beautiful. Really are. I gotta say.
I absolutely love that dampener put on the gas pedal, because that is just such smooth action, and it's just like I found myself, I'm slowing down way too much in the corners because I'm getting such quick response off of the gas. When you let off, when you go into a corner and you're doing a let off,
Engine braking.
I have to be careful, because if I let off too much, it really lets off. As to where, when you're using like a potentiometer like you got without the dampener, and you take your foot off the gas, it takes it a little bit for that to actually kick in, and to actually start losing some speed.
Well,
this one's almost like instantly.
Can you not adjust, say, your engine braking within the game to try and counteract that?
No, what I need to do is I need to adjust the dampener so the dampener isn't kicking back as fast. Yeah, because I've actually got resistance. The dampener is actually pushing back on my foot as I'm pressing the gas pedal.
Okay.
So, and then the brake, I have to sit there. Now these are dampeners here. If you look at the picture that's on the screen, those bars you see on the back of the gas and brake pedal, or accelerator, whatever you want to say, those are called dampeners. They actually give you resistance, and you can adjust the tension on those, as well as if you don't use the dampener. You see up here where it says adjustable brake stiffness. You can just adjust that little red dial in there, because these are load cell brake. This isn't a potentiometer brake. And that clutch, the clutch actually has, when you go to push in the clutch, it's got that release right at the end. So it's like you go plop, plop. So it's got that real clutch feel to where it falls at the end, like you're going over the hump.
Now you're probably sat in a public bathroom watching this in the cubicle, thinking, "There's just not enough loo roll. I am that moist." Glad I'm sat down. That's all I'll say. Now, what does this mean? This means that Todd's having a garage sale. A garage sale, yard sale. Yes, he is, and he'll have his own little stand with lemonade that he's made all by himself to sell the other stuff that he's got, and he's got loads for sale.
I got one. I got one sold already. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a guy from the Sim Pit up in Canada. One? He's gonna buy the TSPC racer.
Wasn't the one you mentioned on the stream, was it?
Yes.
You said, "Oh, he won't want that."
Live.
Oh, you wanted to see.
Yeah, he's actually using the T300. And he wants to replace that. He wants to go to that, because like we were talking about before with consoles, the T300 and stuff like that are perfect for it. But of course, he does iRacing and stuff like that, and he's on PC, so he wants to go to that next level, which is the TSPC racer, the TSXW. I mean, even to me, to be honest with you, you can get the TSXW Xbox wheel from Thrustmaster. But in my opinion, it's still a little overkill. It's more made for the PC. But I mean, that allows you that jump. So I mean, but you're talking about a price.
The GT wheel from the Thrustmaster.
That's an overpriced.
No, I saw it. I caught it on the TGT. I caught it on a YouTube video today. I thought, I remember that coming out. Mm-hmm. But then nothing.
Yeah, well, it's more designed for it's of course for PlayStation and PC.
Yeah.
And the things that are designed for it are designed to work only with
PS4
GT Sport. So it's like you want to charge $800 for a wheel that half of its functions don't work in other games.
Cheapest I can get it here in the UK, looking at it, is so far £500. That's from Box up there. See, in the UK, according to Google, £500 for a wheel that you can only use on a PS4. It's designed for one game.
In PC, but no, you can use it's. It's designed. The transducer in the back is only usable right now, and the encoders, those big silver dials you see, the encoders on the wheel plate, or excuse me, on the rim. Those are designed for GT Sport. They don't work in other games. I think they do work in some PC titles if you use it on PC. But as far as if you're using it on PlayStation, and I'll be honest with you, if you're still only on PlayStation, don't get it. Just stick with the T300. I mean, it's
the T150
way overpriced. Yeah, or get a Phanatic. I mean, hell, you can get the Phanatic for the CSL Elite PS4. You can get that for less. So
yeah, I just go PC. Yeah.
If you buy it from me, you also get the pedals with load cell. So
okay. I need to check my messages. Wait on something and back to me. No messages yet. Possibly get a PC, but installments kind of thing. Just looking. I've made an inquiry. That's all I'll say.
That's what a mutual acquaintance of ours did.
Thought you're not talking about Battlefield. What's he on about? So that's guys comment on Facebook.
He went that whole route. He looked at it. He found a PC. He found a VR headset. He did the whole package, and I think he said he's paying 36 quid a month.
Who?
You don't really want me to say his name, do you?
Oh, him. Him who will remain nameless. Okay.
He who shall not be named.
If you find out where that's from, I'll take the information. Yeah, I'll gladly have the information from him via you. People are like, what's he on about, man? What's this guy talking about? Doesn't really matter. But we're guys just made a comment on Facebook. Something to do with Battlefield 5, mate. I don't know what he's getting at. I don't know. I never spoke about Battlefield when you were doing your thing. Not that that's what he's accusing me of, but I never. Honestly, I never. So yeah, so you've got one full set to get rid of, and you need to tidy your man cave. I can't believe you swung the camera around during stream to show people the shit state your room was in. When you said, "Oh, it's a mess," I thought, right, it's just a mess. Fine, just take your word for it. But no, you swung the camera around and showed the fucking shit. It's not something I was doing here. I had the rig apart today, racing last night, and a squeak. There was a creak, and I was like, "That's new. That's new. Where's that from?" So I sat this morning, I was doing all this morning, thinking, "Where is that coming from?" So I was moving bits individually, stuff like that. So piece by piece, I was taking it off until I found it, and it was to do with the stand, the base, what the wheels actually attached to. So I just there's about a mil and a half gap in the metal. You only get that one nut that holds it together. So it's pivoting on that, and that's where the creak was. So I've managed to pack it, so there's no movement in it. But I noticed it last night when I was racing. I was like, "What is that?" So I'm racing one of the headset off, going, "Oh!" And it was things. Once I knew it was there, because I recognised it or heard it, realised it was there sort of at the beginning of the race. So I then had the full race, and this creak was just annoying me. It was just playing in my head. Where is it? I wasn't concentrating or missing corners and what have you. But no, it was a good race. It was a good race. It was a quiet race, which was kind of unusual, to be honest with you.
So folks, he's got squeaking. He's got issues. He really hates his play seat. I do. We need to group together. We need to come up with 190 pounds. We need to come up with 190 pounds so we can buy TJ a GT Omega art set. Now, this just gives him the frame, so that way all he's got to do is throw his seat on it, and he will have a nice, strong, stable... So his birthday's coming up, so why does the grid get together, we'll all contribute, and we'll buy CJ a new rig for his birthday, which is Christmas Day. That is really his birthday.
Raising money in
Christmas
the
Day
grid,
is
right?
his birthday.
The last time we raised money in the grid, right, was for that raffle, right? And I had one member leave because he didn't win. So we're not going to start raising money for.
Yeah, but
for
at least this time they know the money's actually going to you for you to get something.
Hey, that didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Oh, it will happen. Wait, right, Dave.
Was it? That sound was your
you and
console.
Daryl and all that. We'll get this arranged. we'll get a new rig to CJ for his birthday on Christmas. Christmas morning, he'll open up his new rig. We'll get Yoli to hold the camera. He'll live stream it. He'll do a live unboxing of his.
If I'm still alive at Christmas, I'm off to Spain at the end of the month for a week with my pal.
I'm off to live in a box.
Yeah, my pal that I grew up with. I've known him my entire life, and I'm getting let loose by myself with him in Spain with alcohol. So,
and he's Scottish.
Just in case,
so that just right there tells you there's trouble.
Just in case this video happens to be viewed by a random Spaniard, I'd like to apologise now for anything that happens in Barcelona between the 27th of September and the 4th of October. I won't be in full control of my of myself at any one point. So I'm just, my apology to the Spanish authorities now.
If you want to hear what the experience will be for CJ, just listen to the song "Englishman on Holiday" from the group Thunder. that will be CJ. No. That is CJ's theme song for his vacation in Spain.
If you want to know what I'm like, what I'll be like drunk, you want to go on YouTube and you want to look at Rab C. Nesbitt. There you go. That's me on holiday.
Oh, that's cool, Roman. I highly recommend the art, not the pro.
What about Jim Mega? If I may.
I like the art a lot better than the pro.
Right,
this is the one we're talking about here.
Yeah, what Roman's getting out there is our Assetto Corsa series running just now in the grid. It's all to play for.
We need to get this for CJ. So the grid racing. Let's make this happen. Let's get some donations going. We're gonna get CJ this new rig.
What I talk about what's happening here is that
how can you beat that price?
2 of our seasons now. I'm not paying attention to you. 2 of our seasons now in the grid are incredibly close.
Here he goes talking about himself again.
Shut up. I can't open it because that's a different account, doesn't matter. But yeah, incredibly close. There's we've been the Formula A series, we're going into the final. There's 2 points between.
What do you mean a wife-friendly version?
See, there's a delay, so I don't see this for a couple of minutes, mate, because the delay's massive.
I'm looking at the chat.
What's this? Is there a more wife-friendly version? Well, in the championship of the GT Omega, what are you talking about?
He's talking about the rig.
Mine is wife-friendly. She doesn't mind me sitting there all the time, most of the time.
Yeah,
she gets peace.
She doesn't mind so much. She's sending him to Spain to get him out of
there. So, do you know what? I think she's looking forward to the week more than I am. Hey, I think that makes sense, doesn't it? It really does make sense.
But anyway, so there's 2 championships.
Yeah, Formula
pretty close. Let me guess, you're involved in it.
I run in all my championships, well, apart from Mondays because the timings because of my work and stuff. But the Formula A, there's 2 points between first and second, and then there's 2 points between third and fourth. So that's all I'll play for next week. I was trying to bring up the sheet for Assetto Corsa, which I'll bring up. Oh, just momentarily. Here we go. So Roman's he's in a battle with Feebster 5 for our GT3 Assetto. There's only 5 points between them, and then 10 points below that is Superior Rain, who you know of from GLC. He's running in third, and I'm in fourth. So the Assetto Corsa GT3 is It's there to win or lose. Now, Roman's only missed one race of the season, and he's gutted, and he's had a good run. He's had a good run. So, you know, he deserves to win. He deserves to win, but I'm sure Feebstar and Kev are going to do everything they can to make sure that he does not win. He does not win. It's going to be interesting. Todd showed Briggs on the screen, but they were massive.
They're actually not. They may look that way. They're not massive.
Oh no, because Roman uses a wheel stand.
Oh, you understand. Well, Roman, if you do get a rig,
yeah, the footprint of these rigs isn't massive. It really isn't.
It's actually the footprint of the GT Omega Art is probably no bigger than the footprint you get with the play seat. It's
exactly the same. The footprint is.
Yeah, so
if you don't understand what we're talking about, the footprint is basically if imagine it was a box, a rectangular box, you know, width. That's the footprint of your rig, actually on the floor. But I mean, you know, if you've got the space,
takes up no more room than a love seat or
a
two-person couch. We call them love seats over here.
Love seats?
Yes.
You make love on a two-seater couch?
No, it's because they're meant for a
couple.
Why
are you telling people this, mate?
For a couple, you dipshit. Two people.
Do you make love on a couch?
Oh, shut up.
I'm just struggling with the fact that you make love. That's enough for me.
I don't make love. I don't make love. There's no such
no,
thing.
That's right. No, you don't make love. You just kill hookers. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. I've got to get it in because, like, when you go on the road, you're not around to receive this abuse.
Not live in public. You send it to me on WhatsApp.
Yeah,
privately.
Of course I do. Hey man, how's your day? Same. Killing hookers? Nah. Always tomorrow. That's just the way it goes, man. That's the way it goes. So, here's a thing, actually. Totally not related to gaming or racing, but quite big news. Burt Reynolds passed away.
Yep.
Now, the first I knew about it, somebody posted on Facebook. I can't believe I didn't see it. And it's things, you know what I find kind of weird? It's all over the news and blah, blah, blah. In the papers, hasn't really been a big deal in the UK. It hasn't been like plastered all over the news and people making big deals, but I'm thinking that's a shame. Because the guy was,
an icon.
Pardon French, a fucking legend.
He's an icon.
Yeah, icon, mate. Do you know, read something quite interesting. Boogie Nights. The film Boogie Nights, okay? Like it or love it or hate it, whatever. Now, he actually turned that film down 7 times, right? His agent kept putting it in front of him. So on the 8th time, right, he finally went, right, fine, I'll do it. I'll do the film. And it's not a film he's proud of. He's actually said that publicly. It's not a film. He's proud of the fact that he'd done it, right? But once he'd done the film, as soon as the film was finished, he fired his agent. I've done the film, you're fired. Done. But he waited until the film was all done and dusted. So yeah, a little bit of fucking trivia there, you know. He didn't want to be in the film. But, you know, he got paid handsomely. But for me, it's always going to be Smokey and the Bandit. Or Deliverance. But
now him and Jerry are up there together planning a beer run.
Oh, man. Honestly. Now that he's gone, I can guarantee you the Smokey and the Bandit films will be on the TV. I'll be all over them, mate. All over them. Amazing films. That Cannonball Run. Oh, fantastic, man. You know, the best thing about the Burt Reynolds films, and you don't see it these days, you do, but it's normally in a bloopers reel on YouTube or something, was the credits at the end. You always look forward to the credits at the end of the Burt Reynolds film, especially the Cannonball Runs of the
But you have to admit, he was an icon when it came to the cars. When it came, you know, Smokey and the Bandit. Would that Pontiac Trans Am ever have been as popular as it was if it wasn't for Smokey and the Bandit?
Oh, of course not.
Then you're talking, you know, the Cannonball Run series with the car racing. Stroker Ace, still one of my favorite NASCAR movies, was Stroker Ace with him, Jim Nabors, and Lonnie Anderson, and Ned Beatty. You know, cause I don't know. I'd love to get that paint job on one of my cars for racing. It's just the fastest chicken in the South.
Oh, do you know what? The Smoky Bandit 3? There's the updated version of the Trans Am, wasn't it? That they used.
Yeah, well, they didn't use
and I
Burt
did-
Reynolds. Jerry Reed actually put on a fake mustache and
Yeah,
wore
yeah,
the
no,
Reynolds
yeah.
outfit.
But I thought, all right, it's not Burt Reynolds, but you could have at least used the right car. I didn't like the fact that Smoking Bandit 3 was a bit weird anyway. It was a bit odd. Because he makes a cameo right in the last scene. Oh, spoiler. But yeah, that was just a shame. It was a shame. I think they should have left it. Smoking Bandit 2 done. Sometimes that was you go a sequel too far, like Aliens films. I've gone like probably 4 films too far than they need to be. But anyway,
I saw this meme the other day and I loved it. It's just Burt Reynolds and Jerry Reed. St. Peter just asked if we could make a beer run. I love it.
Oh mate, that'd be cool. That would be cool. It wouldn't surprise. I'm actually surprised it hasn't happened. But now that he's passed, it won't surprise me if it does happen. And we've kind of touched on this before. I think we've gotten debates with this before about movies being remade. Right, certain films you need to leave the fuck alone. And there's a lot of films out there they've remade just to make money, and they're terrible compared to the originals. That I think this is kind of an old man's conversation. But if you're young, well.
Just like the Smokey and the Bandit TV show.
What?
Smokey and the Bandit TV show.
That never aired in the UK. Seriously.
Starred Brian Bloom as Bandit.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, that's shocking.
But they didn't use a Trans Am. They used the Dodge Stealth.
For God's sake. Yeah, certain things just shouldn't. I mean, that's another thing. There's certain films just don't make it into a TV series because it's crap. Shooter, right? Really good Mark Wahlberg film. However, that got made into a TV series. So episode 1 and 2 was pretty much the film, right?
That's
and the rest
actually
of
a good show, though. With Ryan Phillippe. That's actually a good show.
No, I don't like it. It's like.
But let's just think about CJ's history here. He ends up not liking things at first, and then comes around, and so it doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah, it's not really good. I remember the first time I met Todd. Asshole. Asshole. Absolute asshole. I wish I could say things have changed, but I'm still in that point where I don't like him. I don't like him.
I thought CJ was just another Scottish prick.
Then he realised I am the Scottish prick. Oh, yeah, there's only one Scottish prick. It's me. I'm proud of it. I don't care. Don't like it, turn off.
Oh, hey, Brandon.
Brandon. Have you been there all along, Brandon? Have you just joined us? If you've just joined us, mate, I've got to say, you're late. Where you been? Right? I want no excuses. Where have you been?
Well, he lives in a different time zone, so when we start the show, it's actually...
Different time zone. What, Canada?
8 o'clock in the morning for him, and it's Sunday. The guy decides to sleep in.
The TV show was okay. Nah, it wasn't. It really wasn't.
It's popular here, so.
Yeah, but American TV's pretty naff, innit? Saying that, do you know what? There's a show on just now called Bodyguard. It's done by the BBC. We won't talk about the St. Peter
Based
thing.
off the Kevin Costner Whitney Houston movie?
No, not at all. It's you probably got on BBC iPlayer.
No, he's not the Forza one. He's Project Cars 2. Forza's the other guys on GLC.
What's that? Well, he likes Forza, Todd. No, not me.
You left him speechless. How do you do that?
I feel kind of nauseous. I don't know. I'm not feeling too clever right now. What was I talking about? That actually completely thrown me. God Damn it! I had a train of thought there. The train has.
They don't happen often, man. That sucks.
Damn. No, train's gone. I'm left standing on the platform.
So I tell you what, Brandon. Now that you've joined the show, and I've been using my new wheel. Now, supposedly, the Club Sport V2.5 is the best non-direct drive wheel you can get. And if that podium is... Now, the podium series is supposed to be... Now, Brandon's still using a T300 on PC. Okay. So he still has
what's the difference between the TX and the T300?
It's the same. It's the same thing. It's just one's for PlayStation, one's for Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the T300 is for PlayStation. The TX is for Xbox. It's the same wheel. Don't matter. PC2, much worse. But anyway, so
no.
If you're getting the podium series,
hold on.
Wait a minute, let me finish this, please. You can address that. We know you were talking about the bodyguard.
Yeah, no, but if you start talking about wheels, mate, we'll be sitting there half an hour.
I'm just saying, if you'd let me get it out, it'll be over in just a minute.
That's what she said. See?
Oh my god!
Sofa, if you had a bed, it'd be even better.
But if the podium series is supposed to be better, you're gonna freaking love the wheel you're getting, because Brandon is one of the ones jumping on the podium series, which is the Phanatic's direct drive line that they're coming out with at the end of the year.
Okay.
So yeah, you're gonna love it, buddy, because I thoroughly love this V2.5. So anyway, back to the bodyguard.
Yeah, generally I don't watch the BBC because they're pricks. They're a bigger prick than me. Fuck the BBC. But no, this show, 3 episodes, it's six episode series. 4th one drops tonight, so you probably get on BBC iPlayer tomorrow, which I don't use. But it's a really good show. And see, it's a shame, right? Because this is something that the BBC.
If you're in America, you can't watch iPlayer unless you have a VPN.
Yeah, this is something that unfortunately the BBC do really, really, really well. Is they do these 6-part drama like mini-series, and they're always really intense, really good storylines, and executed really, really well. It's just a shame they're on the fucking BBC. It really is. It's such a shame. Now he's laughing at me.
What do you want? What do you want him to put it on, Dave? No, I'm sorry. No, that's not on you, Dave. There's an actual television network in the UK.
I don't think Dave's still there. I don't know. If Dave's there, I'm just wondering, what he must have housework to do. Amy, if you're watching, get Dave doing the housework. He hasn't commented.
Don't let him go over to Daryl's and shake his chair.
Oh no, Dal. Dal was working today. He is.
Dollhouse.
TV show.
Dollhouse. Oh, that's the one with
Dollhouse.
What's her name? There used to be on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Michelle Gellar.
The one where they were a bunch of kind of like a. He was laughing at your joke. That's what she said. But anyway. So yeah, I think Dollhouse. That's the one Joss Whedon did. Geez, I can't remember her name.
Michelle.
Dushku, Eliza Dushku. Dushku.
Bless you. What?
That was her name, Eliza Dushku.
Bless you. What? You sneeze.
She's the one who played. She was the second Slayer on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
God. Okay. Terrible TV show. I know you like it.
The Dollhouse? I actually never watched.
No. Buffy.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Yes, that was a fantastic TV show.
That's not what I said. that's the complete
programmable people. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yes, where they were able to download their
programmable people.
Pretty much the Matrix in the real world without actually having to be in the Matrix.
We are not. Yeah, programmable. There we go. So what else have you got, Todd? What else have we got?
Well,
we've got Brandon entertaining for at least another couple of minutes, he's decided to log on.
If you're into sim racing, which most people who are watching this in the comment sections are anyway, we haven't really.
All three of them.
I mean, it's not like we have tons of viewers for this show. We do it just so we can have fun and we can shoot the shit and talk to each other.
We have more viewers than we do subscribers because people view it when it gets posted on the GLC Facebook or on the Grid Facebook.
Yeah, we get more.
That'll be It
also depends on what we talk about. It depends if we concentrate on a certain subject, we tend to get more views. So I don't know. But anyway, so when we do a lot of sim racing. And I know there's a lot of people and a lot of pissed off people when it comes to Assetto Competizione. But if
it's not on Xbox November, just want to say. Fuck's sake, man! Got a message of the day. CJ, do you know if the new Assetto Corsa is coming out this year?
No. If and they still haven't.
November.
They haven't.
No, the third person that's asked me. It's not going out in November.
If
try
they have
2024 or something.
It is or even isn't coming to console yet. They have not answered that question.
Yep, and I've answered it
if
2 weeks in a row now.
If it does come out on console, you're looking at least 2020.
See, probably when the Xbox 14 comes out. And even then the parties won't work.
Well, the console people, they're the ones who are pissed. Because they're not being able to get in on the game. So believe it or not, people actually liked the Assetto Corsa on console.
Yeah.
PC people didn't, but for those who were on console who ended up getting the Assetto Corsa, they actually liked it. They liked the game, and they're now pissed that all of us people on console supported your release of the Assetto Corsa brand on console. And you're still going to screw us over and pass us by for the new game, which the way they're making the game to where no mods, they're making it just, this is the game, boom, it's going to, I think, it's unfair that the console people are just getting
I mean, like, you've got
over.
A huge following on the console. You're now releasing your second title for Assetto Corsa. You're releasing it in such a way.
It's not a second title.
Another title. Okay, another title, another Assetto Corsa title, right? Mm-hmm. You're releasing it in such a way where, like you say, there's no mods and stuff. So essentially, it's console ready.
It's developed. Yeah. I mean, it's developed perfectly for console release because there's no mods
we're not
and all
give
that
you
stuff.
Console. It's just
But
wrong.
The early access on PC does hit this Tuesday, so if you wanna, I'm sure some of the guys over in the Sim Pit will also be having it. Now there won't be any multiplayer until November, so
are you going to stream anything?
I am probably going to be streaming it Tuesday night after it hits.
10. Drop that link on. Oh no, not yet. So, on GLC. Yeah.
Yes, it's using the Unreal Engine, which games already do on console. So, again, there is no reason not to release this game on console. But and that's the thing that's other people are getting pissed off at is they won't even answer the question. They won't say yes or no whether it's going to console. So that's another thing that's pissing people off.
Do you think they are going to release it and they're just not going to say
they are?
I
don't see why they're not. They're going to wait and see what happens.
Boom, there you go. Because that, I reckon if they'd done that, that would probably outsell any sim racing title on the Xbox.
VR support is October.
Imagine that. All of a sudden, just out of nowhere, they announce releasing on Xbox next week. You'd be like, what? They would sell out massively, mate.
If they were doing that, that would probably be the biggest, best kept secret in the world next to the moon landing hoax.
That wasn't a big secret, mate. They really landed there. They really did. Right?
That one was for you, Fajita Joe.
Studio. They were not in a studio. No, not at all. That's a whole different podcast. That's
a whole other different podcast on a different channel. But anyway, so yeah, that's like I said, the whole Assetto Corsa Competizione is really sparked with some serious controversy when it comes to console players who. And then there's guys like me, you know, I'm on PC. I'm not missing out on it. So, but I understand their gripe. I mean, yeah, I can understand Assetto Corsa. That was a brand new title that they developed. It released on PC. Nobody knew whether the game was going to be popular. Nobody knew anything. So you couldn't plan it. But now you sit there and you develop the title of the Assetto Corsa franchise that is now one of the big dogs of the sim world. And you're going to release another Assetto Corsa title specifically for and targeted and focused on GT3 racing, probably the most popular motorsport racing series in the world next to F1. And you're going to just say, maybe on console? I mean, come on. That's just ridiculous.
I tell you what, if they release it as a big surprise, like surprise, probably a bigger surprise, like surprise, on console, I'll do the podcast to announce that naked.
Please don't release it on console.
I meant like sort of naked from like the knee down, so you just see the tip. No, I'll leave that one there.
Yeah, well, and that's just it. They're making it with a totally new game engine, but it's a game engine that's already used on console. So again, that's not an excuse. There's no. I can't see any logical excuse not to just release it on all platforms right off the gate.
I think what's probably annoying people, I mean, consoles, even the PC guys, with this 6-month early release thing and getting one car, one track. I think what's annoying people the most is the fact that there is no information. Now, when you've got an audience and a community out there demanding, look, just give us something. Just give us whether it's a paragraph, a one line, or say, we can't give you any information yet, but even just an update, even if it's been completely quiet and not giving the media anything at all. And that could,
yeah, I think that's causing more of the people getting angry is the fact that they just won't answer the question. They won't give an answer.
And that's like,
why would you not answer that?
Yeah, it's a dangerous game to play. When you look at the PC gaming and the simulation racings out there, right? It's of course, give or take. You've got your iRacing, you've got your race room, you've got the other one that you like. What's the other one?
iRacing, Automobilista,
Factor
2.
Yes, you've got all them titles out there, so they're going to go, well, do we really need the new Assetto Corsa? They kept us in the dark.
Yeah, it's fine. Exactly. You're talking about console who does not have a plethora of games for sim racing.
Oh, console doesn't, no.
So it's like, again, there's another niche market that could earn you big bucks because all these other titles that are better than your game. Because, I mean, to me, Race Room, Automobilista, they are better than Assetto Corsa for me personally.
See, what I struggle with
since you can't get those on console.
What I struggle with, obviously, the Grid Club is based on Project Cars 2 originally.
Yeah, I know, Wreckfest. I mean, look how long it's taken Wreckfest to come on console. Jesus, we've been enjoying that game for a long time now, and it's and there's still more than 2 months left before console gets it.
So, here's my struggle is that the club I run is based around Project Cars. That's always has been. We've now started going to Assetto Corsa and stuff. Now the hard part is that what Assetto Corsa has is obviously the driving mechanics are 10 times better than Project Cars, but Project Cars has the variety. So it's
hold on, you froze up.
I think you pretty much eliminate anybody who wants to do real serious GT3 racing, serious racing. You probably say, well, Project Cars doesn't need GT3 because Assetto Corsa have got that covered left, right, and centre. Do you know what I mean? So it would allow other games maybe to say, all right, well, let's not worry about the GT3s. Let's concentrate on something else. I mean, like, I know for a fact that within the community, the grid community, there is a want for one British touring cars, because there's nothing has followed up Talker Racing, since PlayStation 2. If someone was to do a British touring cars simulating game, that would be snapped up instantly. And vintage racing, that's making that's quite popular, really popular in the community. Whether it be the vintage Indy or the vintage touring, or even just some of the old open wheel stuff, F1 kind of style. People love it. They really do love it.
I mean, look at F1.
Games I've got, everything is diluted.
Look at the F1 the franchise. That is that is a game made for console.
Yeah.
Designed for console, runs best on console, but it's still popular on PC too.
Yeah.
Now, Brandon, you say consoles aren't good for sim racing, just too many limitations. I don't agree with that.
It's
on today's consoles, when it comes to PS4 or Xbox One, I don't agree with that. Are sim racing titles at the same level as a PC title? No, I won't. Granted, there are those types of limitations, but you can still make that title work on both. F1 does it. Project Cars does it. Forza does it. And I get Forza's not in the same thing, but still, Forza is still the same whether you're playing it on PC or console. So you have plenty of titles that are doing it, and I do not see where you're going to have this major disconnect. The Assetto Corsa title already is on both, not counting the mods that we get on PC, which is more than half. I mean, more than 60% of the game is mods when it comes to the PC Assetto Corsa. But if you take away all the mods, you're almost sitting pretty much at the same exact game.
Yeah, I mean, the other way to answer that is that depends on whether you've done both. Like for me, I've all my
I've done them both.
My entire experience of sim racing is on a console. So for me, it is good. I wouldn't be running a club in the community if I didn't enjoy it. And that's a story how that got there anyway. But
granted, force feedbacks aren't as good on console as they are on PC. They aren't as detailed.
Yeah, when eventually,
for what you get on console, people are happy with it.
When eventually I go to or move on to start doing the PC stuff, is that it's been described as the dark side, and the pull. Once you start doing the PC, the pull is real. You get sucked right into it. It's hard to go back to console. And a couple of people have said that to me. I think you said it to me before you went full PC racing. So I mean, they are good. They are good. They are competitive. They are highly addictive. It's just not as immersive as the PC, and that is purely out of power. So there are going to be limitations, Brandon, and there's nothing you can do about that. You are limited to what the console is going to put out. But the same token, you could say it's down to developers, because sometimes some of the games are fantastic games, and then people go, well, we want this, we want that, we want this, and then the game gets diluted, and you lose some of that racing feel. Project Cars to Project Cars 2 is a perfect example of that, where some of the racing feel and the massiveness was lost because they diluted it, because they try to give people more cars, more tracks, more of this, more of that, and they've lost that edge, that rawness that the first title had.
I think the limitations between console and PC are nowhere near what they used to be. You look at these games, and I'm not talking about just sim games. Look at Batman series. Look at Battlefield series. Look at COD series. Look at all these
Battlefield.
Games. Huh?
You want to talk about Battlefield?
Shut up. So you look at these games, okay? Yes, there was this huge gap when you were talking PS3 and PS and PC and Xbox 360, and when you were talking about PS2 and Xbox and PC, there was a huge gap. But today's consoles are nowhere near as far from a PC. And when we get to the next generation of consoles, I don't think there's going to be much of a difference at all, other than running proprietary software when it comes to their operating systems. I don't see the limitations because, yes, the PS4 and the Xbox are running a Jaguar CPU, which are meant for mobile gaming, not meant for PC gaming. They're meant for mobile gaming. So that's where I think they made the big mistake on both of these consoles. But I don't think the next one is going to be that big of a downgrade. I don't think you're going to see these limitations, as you want to call them. I don't see it.
It's going to get to a point where they're going to go so far with the console, obviously years to come, but it's not going to be that far away, maybe 5 years.
You're going to go so far with the console, it's just going to be, we're just making PCs now.
Well, yeah, it is. It's because there is going to get to that point with more thing, if we upgrade one more thing, we are a PC. So, and if it gets to that stage, then people are going to go, well, why am I going to buy a console? Why don't I just buy a PC? So I suppose maybe there's a bigger plan where they realize that, we need to keep our audience, our consumers on the console. So is there a bigger picture where they're going, you know what, let's slow things down here. Let's just, and Sony could be thinking this as well. I mean, it's not too out there to think that they realize that in so many years, consoles may be obsolete. So maybe they're actively going, let's just slow it down here. We could have put in a faster processor. Let's not. Let's just put in a lower grade processor, draw the length of the console out because, it's a business after all, and try and do it that way. I mean, how far off is, the Xbox One X? I mean, obviously Sony eventually are going to have to answer to Microsoft's Xbox One X.
They already have. PS4 Pro is just as good.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
I have both. It's just as good. The only real difference you're not getting in the PS4 Pro is you're not getting a 4K HD Blu-ray player. That's it.
Oh, okay.
But let me now, Brandon, and this is, I love this. Brandon really gets into the responses of what we're talking about, and the current consoles close enough. You should just get a PC. I completely agree. When it comes to sim racing, now I still prefer my gaming when it comes to my shooters and my Tomb Raiders and Batmans and all that stuff. I still prefer the console. And there's a lot of people who prefer the console because, again, and I don't care what anybody says, it is a legitimate argument, ease of use. People like just being able to download
pick up and play,
or pop in a disc and play.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't want to have to worry about drivers and upgrading
their
GPUs and the graphics. They don't. As easy as CPUs and just running a PC is, they're not difficult, but they can be time consuming, especially if you end up with some type of a glitch that you've got to try and find and figure out. They are a pain in the butt sometimes. So no, a PC does not have the same ease of use as a console.
My current console, I think, is close enough. You just get a PC.
That's what I was just addressing.
Yeah.
But now
the other side of it is, the other side of it is,
don't be long-winded.
No, it's pricing as well. Pricing plays a big part. For example, right, Xbox, a couple £100. I can run a PC game, a sim game. I want to run that same sim game, but I want to run it on a PC. It's double the price.
Not double, but yeah. If you want a good experience on PC, you're not just like when people sit there and says, "Oh, look, I can build a computer for same price as an Xbox One, and get this and still have it be better. There's a limit to that. When it comes to sim racing, no, you can't. You cannot build a $500 PC and expect to start sim racing. It ain't going to happen. You got to spend that alone just for the graphics card. In some cases,
in the UK, to build, a decent PC, so it's above the minimum required to do, decent sim racing, and so you give you a chance to, if there's going to be an upgrade, at least you're kind of halfway there.
Well, at least your scope is narrow.
Yeah, you're looking at about, anywhere between £600 to £700, £600 to £800 for a decent gaming PC that's going to give you a good standing when it comes to sim racing, and that's just your setup. That's just the PC. Forget about your monitors and everything else that goes with it. It's a lot of money to shell out. And
and if
VR, for me, that's a big draw for me, where I'll stick to console just now, because it's a lot of money to invest. It is a hell of a lot of money to invest. And what I'm seeing on some like Gumtrees and selling places, that's a hell of a lot of people trying to get rid of the gaming PCs right now. I mean, I'll go on like Facebook Marketplace, and there's dozens upon dozens of people trying to get rid of their gaming PCs for whatever reason. But the problem is they're all trying to get rid of them at the same price, between £600 to £800.
Because people don't know how to price used equipment.
But they're trying to get back some of the money they've put in, and I can understand that.
You can understand that, but it ain't going to happen.
You spend £1,200 on a PC, you want to try and get 8 for it or something, But people don't really want to spend that much money.
The minimum price you can start with pricing your used equipment, and it depends on the equipment itself, and I don't care what it is. You cannot go above 75% to start with.
Yeah.
You can, and in most cases, you can't even go that high. So people need to learn to price their used equipment. You are never going to get return on investment when it comes to that stuff. They're not automobiles. They're not.
I was just the way to say that. It's not like a car.
So now, also, Brandon, you said it boils down to what is a sim. I ran my Forza League with a gamepad. Is that a sim? I agree with that point about the current gen consoles. Okay, so you're gonna throw out there, and being the devil's advocate that you are, is a gamepad? Does that make it you're not a true title? Well, even if you're on PC, you can still run the titles with a gamepad and iRacing. You can race with a mouse and a keyboard. So again, does that make iRacing, arguably one of the biggest, most popular sim racing titles out there on PC, can be played with a mouse and a keyboard? Does that mean it no longer qualifies as a sim?
It's about accessibility.
Yeah.
It's a sim title, but we want to have a maximum amount of people to be able to use our platform, our title, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I mean, if it was a true sim, they could have easily said,
but you still have limitations on that.
Yeah,
Brandon.
It has no mouse support, no keyboard support. Well, it has to have that because it's on a PC. But saying that, they could have designed it in such a way where you can use the keyboard and you can use the mouse, but not as a steering.
iRacing is the only one, I believe, that allows you to actually steer the car with a mouse.
But why would you? I mean,
because they want everybody to play it with however they want.
I know, but in everything that's holy, why would you try and drive a car with a mouse?
For one, sim racing. Mouse, you cannot. I don't care what you're saying. I don't care what the prices are, and I understand what you're saying, but I just coming from the low end and watching what's going on, you cannot build a decent sim racing experience for the same price as a console. And that's without VR and triples.
Okay.
You can't, because you've seen the prices out there, especially with what just recently happened with the data mining when it came to GPUs. I mean, I don't know. I don't think current titles, older titles, yes, something like maybe an Automobilista, R Factor. Not even Race Room anymore, because Race Room is completely updated. You know, but Live for Speed, something like that. Things that are older titles, you can get away with those on an older PC for $400. And remember, the most you're spending on consoles now is $400. What are you really going to get for a PC for $400?
The thing is, if you get a PC for $400, let's just say, all right, Brandon's right, he gets a PC $400, fine. But how long is it going to be before you're going to have to invest another couple $100 and then another couple $100 again to upgrade it to keep it, you know, update with everything else that's going on with updates and all that sort of stuff. And this is where the PC stuff gets expensive. He's made a comment there about PC run on an HDMI telly. This is a question I was going to ask. Is you cross over to PC, right? Do you have to get a monitor, or does, for example, a 4K TV, which I use, is that sufficient enough?
I started with just a 1080p TV.
Yeah. I mean,
no,
is
you do not have to get monitors. You won't get the refresh rates. But
yeah.
I mean, really, if you want as much screen real estate as possible when it comes, if you're going to use a single monitor,
yeah,
you definitely want at least one of the ultra wides, and then hopefully the game supports ultra wide. But even then, a lot of guys, there are guys that they don't mind running that, but then there's guys who no, you gotta have, if you're not running VR, you gotta have the triples, and that's an argument that'll never be answered to anybody's satisfaction, because nobody's actually wrong. You know, so do you have to absolutely start with triples or VR? No, you can start with just a regular 1080p TV. It'll plenty of guys. I mean, there's still guys that are racing with just 1080p TVs, and they're only using like maybe 32-inch TVs or stuff like that. But I was using a 43-inch TV before I got my triples. So, I mean, it's doable. It'll allow you to start the experience. You paid $500 for Xbox One online. Yeah, but the Xbox One, that was at launch. It's no longer that expensive. The consoles reduce in price a lot faster than PCs do.
Okay, mate. You there?
I don't care if it's your dinner time or not.
I'll try to be... Yes, people, it is my dinner time. I have to go. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we've been here for 2 hours.
Yeah, we have been here for 2 hours. So I have to go for my dinner. Wife just texted me.
And I will give him this much. At least he says dinner and not tea.
I don't say tea. Tea time. Tea time. No, I do say tea time. But that's really weird, actually. That's like fridge and refrigerator. People call it a fridge. Uh-huh. But the word refrigerator doesn't have a D, but the word fridge does. What is that about? Yeah.
Then you wonder why it's hard to learn the English language.
Kepa? Okay. Right, no, really, I have to go.
Okay, so we'll have to wrap this up.
I'm really sorry.
But I was enjoying this last bit of chat we were having, but we were just starting to ramble on. We're really going in the topics that we could talk to forever. A good VR.
I could leave you and Brandon to chat.
Because you can't do that currently. You're right. Well, no, you could do triples on 360 and PS3. That you could. So you just had to have 3 consoles and 3 copies of the games, but you could do triples on them.
Nice.
So, yeah, I will talk to you later, Brandon. I'll be jumping on the other PC, the sim rig.
Cheers, Brandon. Just for the chat.
And I will be continuing some more racing. I'll probably be streaming something. I don't know what I want to do. Whether I want to do some real rally or whatnot, but again, Tuesday night, catch up GLC Simulations. I will be running a stream of the new Assetto Competizione. And remember, Assetto Corsa Competizione, the sooner you buy it on PC in the early access, the less you pay for it. So it's cheaper in next week. price goes up in November, and then the price goes up again on final release. So the sooner you get in, the cheaper it is. So for CJ, I'm Todd. Thank you for joining the Gamerz podcast. Catch us online, whether you want to play games or race. Just hit us up and give us a like. Hit the subscribe button. Give us a dislike if you don't. Leave a comment on anything we've talked about. I have left a link to all the topics we talked about today in the description, so you can go check those articles out yourself. And we will talk to you next week. Catch you later.
See you later, guys.